Hey folks, Derek from Delta Charlie Detecting, and again we are at the empty lot, but this time I'm going to be trying something a little different with the machine. So in my dig stock video, you saw that I had the LG35 coil, which is a much larger coil than the stock Legend coil. So I'm gonna just show you this here quick, just to show you the sheer difference in size. Remove this over here. So this guy here is your stock Legend coil, and this is the LG35. Now this thing is a absolute dinner plate of a coil, and it's quite a bit heavier, and it's got a lot more ground coverage. But on top of that, with your recovery speed and how fast you're swinging, you gain quite a bit more depth. So I wanted to test this thing at the empty lot, just because, well, some of those large scents that came out of here were 8-9 inches down. So chances are that there's still a lot of good targets in this lot, and they just happen to be deeper. So we're going to be running a recovery speed of 3 and swinging nice and slow. On top of that, this coil is quite a bit heavier, and it's quite a bit more strain on your shoulder. I did not bring my tether, which is actually a great idea. So when I was in North Carolina there at Dig Stock, Will from the Diggin' Dudes showed me, he had a tether, and it went from the shoulder strap in his backpack to the detector, and that took a lot of weight off the detector. I should have actually brought it today, but I'm only going to be here for a couple hours, and then we're going to be swinging some other things, some golf clubs this afternoon with some friends. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of swinging today. Thankfully it's not just the heavy coil all day long, but yeah, that great innovative idea is getting a shoulder strap for the detector. Will is a very innovative dude. Thanks for that, man. And yeah, we're gonna get into it here and see if this coil will pull some deeper stuff. On top of that, I figured out how to link up the AccuPoint to my headphones, so now you're not going to hear the pinpointer. It's just going to be silent during those times, but I will obviously turn on the audio so you can hear targets that I'm going to live dig. But without further ado, let's get into it, and hopefully there's more out here. Large scent there, large scent over there. Maybe there's some more large scents in there. Wow, we'll find out anyway. All right, check you on the first one. All right, so this wasn't all that deep, but I was getting a weird tone, and it wasn't giving me a VDI or anything like that. We're only about 4 or 5 inches deep, but it's actually a piece of iron, but it's not like it's a fancy piece of iron. I don't know, it's almost D-buckle shaped. I don't think it's a D-buckle. It's got a weird kind of bridge piece here, some dots that go around the outside, so it's got fancy, it's weird. I'm gonna have to put that in some rust remover and see if we can get an actual idea of what this looks like, but that's kind of interesting. I don't know, it's super weird. Maybe a 2-piece buckle or a drawer handle of some sort. Yeah, I'm thinking probably a drawer handle of some sort. That's kind of neat. Anyways, see if we can get on some deeper stuff here with this coil. I'll live dig this one. .42, marking deep, but one way she's going down 30s. So I'm going to say it might be trash, but just dug a bottle cap over here. And that was about 8 inches down. It was older Seagram's cap, probably 60s, but this is all old dirt in here. Ah, she's super dry. Hopefully that's not our signal right there, which is this piece of tinfoil, which I doubt. Look at the bag. Angle you up here. Alright. Oh yeah. So now, for some reason, AccuPoint is not connected. And look at that, bottle cap. Not connected to my headphones. I don't know why. This thing has been giving me grief. I like the pinpointer, I just want it to connect to my headphones. So I'm wondering if I turn my headphones on first and the pinpointer, but that wouldn't make any sense because the pinpointer's on and off anyways. But yesterday I had it connected to the headphones perfectly fine, and now I do not. Alright, so this one came up as a blip. It wasn't giving me a depth. It was like a 41, 42. That's our target right there. Just to show you, it came out of the bottom of here. So that is, I'll get you up here. That's a white Stigmaster, and that is like flush with the base of that thing, and we are over 6-inch deep on just that tiny little target. I have a feeling it was probably on edge though. And we definitely have an older small scent, 30s for sure. That's gonna clean up pretty good. I think it's a 39 or a 38. No, it would be older than 36. 32, 1932. That's a good one. Ooh, look at that. That's gonna clean up nice. George V. Sweet. Can't see where we're at here. There we go. George V, 1932. That's a good find. I don't usually find anything pre-36 for the small scents for some reason. Find more large scents than I do these guys. But that is a good find. Super good. Alright. I'm gonna say this is probably a deep piece of aluminum. But we've been fooled before, so I'm gonna dig it anyways because you never know. This one says it's deep, so it could be just something small and shallow though. Alright, let's see what we got here. I think it might actually be in the plug. I actually have 2 targets in here, but in my hand. Where in my hand? Oh, here we go. So it wasn't a piece of aluminum. Look at that. Probably newer. Yeah. See, 90s to 2000s. Pretty crusty. So played penny. I can see 2000s coming through. Yep. Nothing extravagant. Go check out what that other target is, and if it's anything good, I will come back. So this target's marking deep. I'm going to show you something here. .48. So it's probably a penny or piece of copper. Barely hear it this way. Hard to hear it that way. I think it's going to be on edge. So you only hear it one way this way. What that is. And there's gravel here. I think we're out of the pea gravel and into the regular A gravel. Said it was deep. Hope it's deep. Hope it's better than a penny. Beggars can't be choosers, and it's just luck of the draw, really. Alright, where's she gonna be? And go up a bit. In the hole still, that's a good sign. Oh, right there. Is that smaller than a penny? I see a reeded edge. Ooh, that is better than a penny. Shoot. Okay, I see young Liz. I'm going to say this is going to be a silver dime. And where's my water? Very, very awkward signal, that one. And let's not lose my cap. Yeah. Finger, finger, finger. A little bit of a cleaner. Give me a good date. There we got. See if we can see that here. Move this down a bit. That is going to be a 58, I believe, is what I just saw. 1958. Can't remember, is that, is it 58? One of the, let me just take a look here. 58. That may be, I can't remember if that's a key date. Is it the 58 or the 48? I think it might be the 48. Anyways, that is an awesome find. I'm going to do some research here and take a little coffee break. And put that right with our King George V penny. Sweet. Didn't expect that today, but you never know. That's a bonus. Wasn't ringing like a silver dime, but I'm going to say that it was probably on edge. There might be something else in here that's messing with the signal too, but I'll double check, and if there's anything else here, we will come back. Alright, catch you in the next. Got a 75 nickel out of that hole there. Nothing special. Wasn't deep, but it's a nickel. Alright, that's going to cut it for today's video. Short and sweet, so I'm only here for a couple hours. Big thing about the big coil is if there's a lot of other junk in the ground, it's going to hit that. Just so you've got that extra ground coverage. And it's hard to differentiate if there's, you know, two signals in the same spot. So what I'd suggest is using it in a less trashy area. This lot here has got a lot of crap in it. But yeah, let's go over what we've got today. So we got about 6 cents in spare change. Got ourselves a 1958 dime and a 1932 penny. I don't think I've actually got one in my collection, so that's a bonus. A couple of gigantic iron items. Got that guy. And there's a piece of cast in here. Big chunk of that. Nice and thick. Heavy as hell. And then, you know, all the other garbage that find cans, things like that. So yeah, highly recommend an LG35 for less trashy areas, especially if you need to go deep. It does pick up stuff way down there, and sometimes you'd be digging a china. But yeah, that'll cut it for today's video. Please like and subscribe for more, and it'll probably be a few videos before you see this one. But anyways, take care, be safe, and all those good things. Thanks for watching.